Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Scene Investigation, where we look at projects and discover whether or not they're going to be worth investing in. Today we'll be looking at the Cere Network. Now this one was something which was suggested by one of the other users, somebody else on one of my other videos. And I was like, alright, let's look into it. And honestly, I'm glad that they suggested it, because I haven't actually heard of this. This is the first time I've heard of this, and when I looked into it, I'm like, man, this is interesting. So, let's have a look. Market cap, 55 million. Now, the reason why I bring that up is one of the first main things. Oh, sorry, a little disclaimer. Nothing I say should be considered as financial advice, okay? All of us for entertainment purposes, educational, inspirational purposes as well. If this is your first time here, please consider liking and subscribing and possibly commenting. But if you do comment, please say something which will provide other people sustenance to better understand the Cere Network. Yeah. Anyway, or maybe you can say that you like the video or you don't. Cool. So, rank of 2,838 and market cap of 55 million. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because anything which is generally below 100 million is riskier. This is the thing which I thought was quite interesting. So, this right here looks like a rug pull. These sort of things look like a rug pull. When you look at that, I mean, usually rug pulls go like this, right? So if you have a look at my mouse, they usually sort of start down here somewhere, and they go all the way up, and then they just like gradually down, just like that. So that's one of the reasons why this person brought this to me, because he said that there was a lot of FUD around it. So let's actually discover what exactly is the Cere Network. So there's a lot of information in exactly what the Cere Network does. So I don't think I should be reading off any of this because it's kind of longish. So pretty much they're like a SaaS bridge. So SaaS stands for System as a Service, and they kind of want to help, I guess, make like a decentralized sales force is probably the best way to word it. If you guys know what Salesforce is, you can buy it on KuCoin and Gate.io. So the fact that it's listed on KuCoin is a pretty good sign. A lot of things are listed on Gate.io as well, and Huobi as well. So yeah, I do also have links in my description for these if you want to sign up to those and buy this coin. So let's talk about some stats. Let's go through our main guys. So we'll go through the BSC check. Look at these wonderful words. Seam scam. Boy, beautiful words. No, anyway, so it doesn't seem to be a honeypot because you can sell it, because obviously that's probably why it went down there. So cannot read contract owner, so owner has not been renounced. Now, what's good is that we do see that it looks like over 95% has been burned or locked. Now that is a pretty good thing. Although this is in red, so it does kind of raise a little bit of questions for me. To be honest, I don't understand this sort of stuff, so if anybody has like a good sort of summary of understanding that, then I can possibly include that in my future videos. But look at that, 83%. Now we definitely need to have a look at the tokenomics with this, because that's very important, but we'll have a look at Token Sniffer first, and then we can jump into the tokenomics, because we do have a bunch of essentials and base things which we need to go through before looking at some of these extras. So you can get a buy and sell, that's fine, fabulous. Got a bunch of ticks along here, so it is a 30 out of 100, which is okay-ish. All other holders possess less than 5% of the token, that's fine, that doesn't scare me. At least 95% of liquidity burn/locked. That's kind of weird because that feels a bit different to what we read. So it's kind of peculiar. Not sure exactly what's going on with that. But here's what scared me. See this big blue chunk? That is a wallet, ladies and gentlemen. That is a wallet. Now, as to why it has gone and done that huge dip, why there is a lot of FUD surrounding this, I couldn't really find any information which has caused such a huge dip. I couldn't see anything which really sort of stood out to me, other than the fact that, so according to CoinMarketCap, it's only really been on since about the 9th, 11th. The 9th, yeah, so the 9th of November, so it's only really been on for about a month and a half. Yeah, so maybe as soon as people sort of saw that, giant wallet holding 80%, they're like, ah! And then they just sort of like went down from there, right? So that's sort of one of my theories, but not entirely sure. Now, this project's so interesting. This is one of the most interesting projects I've ever come across. CRM. So this was written from Forbes on Cere Network as a blockchain CRM. Because here's the thing, right? I went onto their website. I went onto the main website, and I was like, because it said that they had been mentioned in all these places, and I was like, really? Like, I've never heard of this before. So what's kind of going on here? Yeah. So yeah, they sort of talk about how like this is gonna be like a great decentralized CRM and all this sort of jazz. So yeah. So it sort of goes on about that, so you can read that if you wish. So this is their main sort of page talking about a little bit about who they are. So, layer 1 interoperability, bridges, and, so they go through apps and SaaS and then enterprise brands and governance and staking, and there's a whole bunch of other things, right? But there's something so suspicious about this coin, and it almost kind of bugs me because it seems too good to be true. This coin feels too good to be true, okay? Because there is so many sort of stars which are sort of aligning with this. But we'll actually have a look and we'll go through some of those stats. So let's have a look at some of these partners, all right? Let's see. So backed by Binance Labs, Arrington XRP Capital. Like, you would probably, like, some of these are some of the biggest names in the game. Like Spark, Gate.io, AU21 Capital. Like, these are some big names. Anchor. These aren't just, chumps. Like, these aren't just, like Auntie Sally who's got an extra $5 sitting in her wallet, right? Like, these are genuinely like people who know things. But here is what really impresses me. The team. The team are really impressed. And you guys know that I don't like just shilling projects for the sake of shilling, right? We look at projects and we try to find the objective truth behind whether or not they're going to be good or whether or not they're going to be safe or decent to be investing in, right? And if let's say I only looked at this chart and only took what this chart was, I'll be like, don't invest. That's literally a rug pull, right? But let's have a look. So these guys are impressive. I've been looking at, so we got a whole bunch of LinkedIn's. And it's just like founder, president, founder, co-founder, lead developer, Bebo, for goodness sake. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Bebo, but yeah. Kenzie Wang, or Kenzie Wong, however you want to pronounce his name. So, venture partner, AU21 Capital. So, Huobi Global, Polkastarter. You've probably at least heard of Polkastarter if you haven't heard of these others, right? You've got Ian. This guy doesn't list Cere Network yet, but you have a look at some of these things. So contractor, founder, to which he was manager, search and discovery, senior software engineer. Like, I haven't found anybody so far that has got any sort of bad references. To me, these just absolutely scream these guys know what they are talking about. They just, gosh, I'm a little bit triggered that I hadn't found this sooner, but yeah, anyway, but if I had, I might have been sort of paying it in like the negatives, right? Because I would have bought it at 29 and be all the way at what, like 0.077. Yeah. So, and I'm not going to pronounce that. Like full stack developer, tech lead, JavaScript teacher, team lead, senior back-end developer. Like, all of these guys have impressive looking details. So that sort of raises the question for me, right? What happened here? What happened to this? This was like that volcanic eruption, which, just sort of like, it just kept going for a long time. What happened? That's what I want to know. I haven't found much or anything which really describes it. So let's keep reading. Let's look at their roadmap. Well, actually, before we look at their roadmap, let's actually have a look at some of their other stats. So this is quite interesting. So this is talking about the Cere use cases. When I have a look at these, right? I don't see anything which really says to me these guys are doing something completely different. Now, the fact that they're wanting to do SaaS and CRM, haven't seen that being utilized properly in blockchain yet. Haven't seen it being utilized properly. The fact that they want to do that is fine, but we have a look at travel, we have a look at retail and banking and media, and when I have a look at these things, I don't see anything here. I don't see anything which stands out to me and says, yes, these guys have got the amazing solution for insert word here, right? I don't see that. So that's a little bit buggy for me personally. Which is quite interesting because I would have expected, use cases being like saying something for, like sales associates, businesses, corporate world or something like that, right? But I mean, I don't see sort of stuff like that, right? And that kind of bugs me a little bit. Another thing which sort of bugs me is the fact that I can't see anything where it actually speaks about on their website regarding developers or development. I can't see anything where we can actually see what is being developed and what is being done with the project. So that bugs me personally. Because I feel as though if you've got this whole like CRM thing, I mean, the fact that you've got these amazing guys who are working on it, that's a good time. Maybe they don't need the extra developers, right? But like, it would be nice, man. It would be nice, So let's continue looking. Now, I don't know what this is, but I believe this huge, ginormous wallet, this massive 80% of a mother, I believe that is a part of this. So this is a part of the tokenomics, right? So it says that the team is only going to get 18%, which is fantastic if that is it. But we have all these others. We have advisors 5%, marketing 5%, enterprise partners 5%, grants almost 5%, it's like 4.9. Developer outreach 8%, network development 8.3%, 5% foundation. So like the rest, right? You've got 20% or well, almost 21% private sale, another 20% locked for a public, another 7. Sorry, did I say 20? I was supposed to say 2%, sorry. Another 2% locked for the public, another 7% locked for the public, and another 2% locked for the public, and 5% for ERC staking rewards, right? Now, here's what I don't like about when I see this. Essentially, all of these guys, all the way from team, all the way up over to the foundation, the thing which bugs me about that is if the team speaks to the advisors, speaks to the marketing, speaks to the enterprise partners, speaks to the grants, speaks to the developer outreach, to the network development, to the foundation, and they say, hey guys, now we think is a great time to pull the plug. They could literally pull and pretty much everybody's coins become worthless, right? Because we, as the public, will essentially only have access to these parts here. I haven't seen whether or not the team will be having access to this private sale or not, or whether the team will actually be able to, have access to these extra things. If they do, it's a bit sussy for me. And if we actually go back to the token, to BSC check, we can't actually check the dev wallets. That's also a little bit concerning. But yeah, so that's that's kind of where I start to, question things a little bit, right? That's sort of where I'm like, well, actually, what's kind of going on here, right? What's actually going on here? Because, first of all, they have a beautiful website, marvelous team, and some of these partnerships, dude, some of these people who are backing them, man, like, honestly, it sounds too good to be true. I mean, it just, like, I mean, all of these names. So here is one thing which I would recommend if you guys do want to invest into this. I haven't personally done this myself yet, but for anybody who's watching this is something which you could do, is that you could potentially look at actually contacting these guys, team at Cere Network, and actually asking them for proof of these things. And if you guys can get proof, send me screenshots of this, man. Like, send me a message, because maybe I might do an update on this, because that could be something which would be massive, is if we can prove that these partnerships are absolutely legit. Now, for these guys to have such amazing backgrounds, I don't really question that too much, okay? Like, I mean, like, yeah, like, that's all good, right? And I mean, yeah, it's okay that these guys only show their first name, because usually I'll, rip them apart for that, right? But with these guys, it's fine because we actually do see their LinkedIns and we can actually see what they've done before. So that's wonderful. That's awesome. So yeah, or maybe you can even ask them this question: hey, what is up with you having like over like 70% of control of the coins? If even more than 51%, or if even more than 50% actually has control of a whole entire kind of tokenomic thing, right? Like, that's almost like rug pull central, my guy, So, yeah, so that's a bit iffy for me. So let's have a look at subscribers. Gone from 1 to 2. Is that even right? They have 2 subscribers. No wonder I didn't see any posts. I was like, where the heck are the posts from these guys? So it looks like there isn't really much media coverage with this. There's not really much talk going on, so that's fine. So they have 109,000 followers. That's a lot of followers, and 5,000 in the last 30 days. So, as I say, it's not really being talked about very much, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that it's bad, all right? Because usually some of the best times to buy is when it's not being talked about, right? Because that's maybe when it's gone and done its dip, right? So I did try to check some of these posts. I didn't see any sort of spam comments or sort of scam comments, but I saw some which were just saying that it was a shit coin. So I just kind of laughed. I just thought that was funny. Alright, so this is what Google Trends says about it. So searches, I mean, Cere Network hasn't really had many searches, but Cere itself, it's sort of gradually going a little bit here and there. Yeah, so the big day was the 14th in the last 30 days, but we'll actually have a look at the 12-month chart and see sort of when their sort of big time was. So actually November 7th, so it wasn't really that long ago. That's probably when they, November, yeah, so that would have been pretty much just before their, what I assume would have been their mainnet launch. So this is their roadmap. Their roadmap's pretty standard, like normal mainnet things, marketplace things, NFT things. I'm not sure what this Freeport case studies published is, but yeah. So all in all, to be honest, like maybe if you guys feel like grabbing some extra information and posting it, this might change my mind. I could possibly be interested in investing into it. It's not a completely no-go for me. It's a uncertainty for me. So I think it'd probably be safe for me to maybe chuck like $100 in or something like that. Mostly because of who these guys are and if their claims are legit. I mean, if their claims are legit. I have seen an article actually posting mentioning some of these guys who are actually the backers. So I'm sort of hoping that that's going to be truth and not just, like, I don't know, like naturally believing in everything like the media says, because they get their information just from the website like I am. But yeah, I hope that, they also have fact checks similarly to me. So anyway, guys, that is my video. Thank you very much for joining. Please consider liking and subscribing. I also have a Patreon, and I got 1 patron! Look at that! I'm so excited about it! Yeah, so I got 1 patron, and they've gone for my advocate one, which I would give him a shout out, but I did say, I did message him saying that I won't give him a shout out until he sends me like the name which he wants me to use. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. You have a great day.